We live. First and foremost, I want to give all praise
to Yahweh.
to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Bless you, Israel. We out here for our people, man. There's some real folly going on out here, man. There's some real foolishness going on. The history of us in this place, it'll blow your mind once you find out, man. All the different secret societies that exist. They got one called the Order. They got one called the Order of the Quest. Brotherhood of the Serpent. Brotherhood of the Dragon. And it's also a secret society. And my people, the same people that bombed that church in the 60s are the same people that govern us today. It's the same system. Give me I want Isaiah 14:12. Okay. The same system, the same old serpent, the same old devil, that same serpent that beguiled Eve in the beginning of times is the same serpent that's fooling us today. It's the same serpent that bombed that church. It's the same serpent who you trust in.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen, O Lucifer?
How art fallen, O Lucifer,
son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Which did weaken the nation?
Which did weaken the nation by creating a false currency, by going to war with countries that didn't want to go to war in the first place. All because they wanted to implement their rule over the world, right?
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
So when you fall, so-called white man, so-called white woman, that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Come on.
And consider thee saying, is this the man?
Is this the who?
Is this the man?
This is talking about Lucifer in the Bible. Is this the who?
Is this the man?
Okay.
That made the earth to tremble?
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? The white man, so-called, all you got to do is look. They red. When they get mad, they turn even more redder.
Right?
When they get envious, they turn red.
Bring it up.
When they get lustful, they turn red. Lucifer is a man. Satan means adversary.
That's right.
Devil means deceiver.
That's right.
You are the deceiver of the earth.
That's right.
You deceive the gods of the earth to believe that we are nothing more than niggas.
Bring it out.
Got more on that.
Shake kingdom.
That did shake kingdom. This is talking about the fall of the so-called white man.
Right.
And it's happening right now. Y'all can see it. Don't deny it. You can see it. They getting exposed.
That opioids,
they laws are getting exposed.
Right.
They so-called truths are getting exposed. You have been exposed. You are not who you say you are. We are not who you say we are.
Bring it out.
I want to bring something to you. This is the book called The Willie Lynch Letter and the Making of a Slave. The Willie Lynch Letter and the Making of a Slave. Willie Lynch was a who created a perfect system of slavery on his plantation. Right. He created the blueprint on how to create a slave. Let me get you another name for this word slave. This says, let's make a slave. The origin and development of a social being called the Negro. The Negro is synonymous with slave. When you call yourself a nigger, you are calling yourself a slave. The Negro is an invention of the white man. And when you take on that name, you take on the spirit that comes with it. The spirit of envy, the spirit of distrust. Why else do you think we see each other how we see each other? Why else do you think we see white people as above us socially? It's because we were created to do so. Jeremiah 17:4. We've forgotten who we are. Who were you, so-called black man, so-called black woman, before you came to America? Could somebody answer that? And don't tell me nothing about no Africans, because it's over 40, over 50 countries in Africa. That's right. You need to name one. That land wasn't even called Africa before the 1600s. So who were you before you came here?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt continue from thine heritage.
We have discontinued from our heritage
That I gave thee.
That the Most High gave his people, not all people, his people. Come on.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
And he caused us to serve our enemies
in the land which thou knowest not.
In the land that we knew not of. We come from the east. We are not Western people. Living in this West has destroyed us. Taking on a Western mentality. The mentality of the Negro.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. This is the Willie Lynch letter, page 6, paragraph 3. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method of controlling your black slave.
Control.
I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years.
For at the very least, if the so-called white man and white woman were to follow the blueprint of the Willie Lynch letter, we would be controlled for at the very least 300 years.
My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it.
Any member of your family or your overseer, your boss, right? Whoever you get your loan from, whatever police pull you over, the judge, your landlord, any member of your family can use this method to control your slaves. Give me, no. Give me Psalm 33. This is all by design, man. This is a dream we living in. They call it the American dream.
A nightmare we living in.
Exactly. This is the American nightmare for the black man and the black woman. And you know it's true. Stop denying the truth. Stop closing your eyes to the truth. It still exists. Y'all act like a bunch of kids that think it's a monster in the room and you hiding under your covers. The covers are not going to save you. You got to face this demon and fight it the only way we can, with the spirit of the Most High. Come on.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 85, starting at the top. Yahweh. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Silence, O power. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O power.
Be not still, O power. Meaning, please fight for your people. And guess what? He's doing it.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Okay.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate the Most High. So, if the Most High is about righteousness and good, those that hate the Most High must be about unrighteousness and evil.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Crafty against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden one.
And they have consulted against us. We are the hidden one, because we don't know who we are.
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. How did they do that? The Willie Lynch letter. When we first got over here on them ships, they beat our culture out of us. They beat our name from us. They beat our history out the books. Go ahead,
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. How did they do that? How did they do that? Who else on earth did that happen to? That's us. The majority of us can't tell history past the 1600s, but you know everything. You so knowledgeable because you got a degree. You went to the white man college and they taught you a trade and you think you know something.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent. It's not just the white man that's involved. Us coming over here on slave ships is too big to be coincidence. That had to be planned, which means that knowledge is written somewhere. We just don't know where it is. This is knowledge that we were not supposed to see. But we in 2019. You can go get whatever book you feel like getting. Put down the playboys and the hustlers and pick up some real knowledge.
They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom,
The so-called white man,
the Ishmaelites,
the Arabians,
of Moab,
the Chinaman,
and the Hagarenes,
African,
Gabal,
African,
and Ammon,
Japanese,
and Amalek,
the so-called Jews,
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
everybody on earth were involved in our captivity. Everybody on earth, except for us. Well, let me not even say that. We were involved too, because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We need to wake up, people. It's too late in the game. World War III is about to start. Matter of fact, it already has started. Wars start before boots get on ground. They start with finances. They start with propaganda. The war has already started. Y'all just waiting to see it on the news. You better get your mind right. This kingdom ain't gonna last forever, just like the rest of them. Just like Rome, just like Greece, just like Assyria. This gonna fall too. Isaiah 1.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with power.
The wisdom of this world, your engineer degrees, your doctorals, it's foolishness, it's folly, it's made up. It only holds weight if you are associated with the same people who oppress us. If you are not associated with those same people, those degrees are useless, and you know it. You have to act a certain way in order to profit on those pieces of paper. You cannot be your total self in order to profit from those pieces of paper, and you know it's true. Go ahead, Art.
For it is written, he that taketh the wise in their own craftiness And again, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See, they got a plan. All these different wars, that's not coincidence. We thinking it's about oil. No, it's about control. Period. It's all about control. Babylon does not want to fall. They want their kingdom to last forever and ever. But it ain't written that way. You must fall. And it's happening before your eyes. Your time up. It's done, dot, dot.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox knoweth his owner. A dumb animal knows his owner.
And the ass his master's crib.
And the jackass his master's crib. He know how to get back home.
But Israel.
But us, Israel, so-called black man, so-called African American, so-called Negro, so-called Native American, so-called Puerto Rican,
right,
so-called Mexican,
right, does not know.
Does not know. You don't know nothing. You don't even know history past the 1600s. That's all you know is America. That's all you know is the West. Tell me something about where we come from. You can't, because you don't know nothing.
My people doeth not consider.
Y'all don't even want to know. You would rather go party, hit the club, listen to whatever new song out, whatever the new dance is. You take a whole month to learn that thing. But a little portion of your history, you could care less about. How can you know where you're going unless you know where you've been? These people got a plan for you, and it ain't positive. They want you dead. Can't you see? Look at the laws that they passed. Look at how we get treated in the workplace. Look at how we get treated in the streets. They hate us.
A sinful nation. A people laden with iniquity.
A people laden with iniquity. You have a lot of iniquity. We have a lot of iniquity. And a lot of that comes from us refusing to stop and rethink. It's simple, man. We talk all this, we want to stop the violence, this. We need to help our youth, that. But you ain't doing nothing. Nothing. The only thing you're doing is talking in the barbershops and in the beauty salons. That's it. You talk at the family reunions. That's it.
Go ahead. A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupted. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick.
Whole head, man. The whole head sick. Have you ever heard the saying, chop off the head, the body will fall? Keep falling. Hard.
And the whole heart faint.
Mind weak. Because you've been beat down so long. We got little hope. If you can't rap, sing, dribble a ball, or catch one, you damn near hopeless in this place. And it hurts. I ain't just talking for me. I know y'all feel the same way. Who the hell like being oppressed 24/7, 365? Who likes that?
You got more? You want Ecclesiastes 7:7? No. Oh, okay. Jeremiah 8:7. This is the Willie Lynch letter and making of a slave.
The making of a slave, a.k.a. the Negro.
Page 8, second paragraph. The back slave, after receiving this indoctrination.
After receiving what?
Indoctrination.
Indoctrination. Meaning the black slave, after receiving this belief, you believe this is who you are.
Shall carry on and will become self-refueling.
Self-refueling, meaning they won't have to teach us this.
And self-generating for 100 years, maybe 1,000.
Maybe thousands. This book was written in the 1700s. It's speaking about the control of a human being that they call the Negro. Before the 1700s, we were not called Negroes. Who are you, black man, black woman? Can you tell me? Is entertainment more important than knowing who you are?
This is Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Wise. How does one become wise? You have to know in order to be wise. You can't be dumb and be wise. So the only way to know is to read.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
But see, y'all good though, because they gave y'all civil rights. Civil rights was more geared towards homosexuals and white, black men and women. Do your research if you think I'm lying.
Verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Better is the end of this place. The end of this place is the beginning of us. This is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of the one to follow.
And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
This patient spirit that we holding on to, we're clinging on to, we patiently waiting for the fall of this place so we can get back to our rightful place on earth. Oppression ain't the way. We hate oppression. Stop denying it to try to fit in with people who hate you. They hate you. Why else do you think the hood is majority us? Upper class is majority them. Like I said before, the only way you can fit in into their society is if you try your hardest to be them. What's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with you, black man, black woman. You started the earth. We ruled first. We taught them how to be civil.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 and verse 5. Why then is this people of Jerusalem slid back by perpetual backsliding? They hold fast deceit.
Hold fast deceit. We can't pry it out of your minds. We can't pry it out of your hands. We can't pry it out of your walk. Y'all love it. But you cry every time you fall into some kind of pain or turmoil. You crying to God. You crying to the Most High Power.
They refuse to return. I hearkened and heard, but they spake not aright.
The Most High is hearkening right now. We are here warning our people. Babylon is about to fall. Come out of her, my people. Them scripts ain't just written for the GP. Those words have life. Those are the words of the Most High. Those same words predicted us going into slavery 2,000 years before it happened, specifically with ships.
No man repented him of his wickedness, saying, what have I done? Everyone turned to his course, as the horse rusheth into battle,
Everyone turns into his course as the horse that rushes in a battle. A horse that rushes in a battle has zero fear. It rushes in blindly. That's how you are. You go to bat for these people blindly, but you don't know their true history. You don't know their true agenda. Their true agenda is to knock us off the planet.
That's right. Yea, the stork in the heaven knoweth her appointed time, and the turtle, and the crane, and the swallow observe the time of their coming.
All of these different animals, without having to think about it, they know what to do. They know what to look for. And in those due times and those due seasons, they make the moves that they're supposed to make.
But my people know not the judgment of Yahweh.
My people, our people, the Most High's people, we don't know nothing. We refuse to read these scripts how they're supposed to be read first and foremost.
That's right.
Because you got a pastor that's telling you we don't know what we talking about. Pastor, what changes have you made? Nothing. The same junk you talking is the same junk that was taught to us in chains. The slave mentality. Be passive. Don't stand up for nothing. Don't make no move. Love always. The Most High says it's a time for everything. It's a time to love. When it's time to love, love hard. It's a time to hate. When it's time to hate, handle your business. If somebody break into your house, put a gun to your wife, are you gonna love that gun at that man's hand? No. You gonna handle your business.
How do ye say we are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribe is in vain.
It's almost in vain, bro. Because y'all don't want to read. Y'all want to do everything else but read these scripts and do what these scripts say to do. You would rather listen to your governor. You would rather listen to your mayor. You would rather listen to your best friend, your mama, your grandma, instead of listening to these scripts.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 8. Verse 7. Our fathers have sinned.
Our fathers have sinned.
And are not. And we have borne their and we have borne their iniquity.
That word born means carry.
That's right.
Our forefathers sinned, and we just carry it on without asking any questions. And when truth gets brought to our eyes, we refuse to see it. Because you become so accustomed to living in the West. We are an Eastern people. We come from Jerusalem. It's a people over there that's claiming to be us. But it's contrary to what the scriptures say. Scriptures say when the Most High people get in their land, there will be no more wars. There will be peace on the earth. Where's the peace?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones?
How long, ye simple ones? How many people of us have to be shot down in the streets? How many of our women have to be raped, robbed, murdered, kidnapped, never heard from again? Until we wake up and start questioning things and start seeking the truth. How long?
How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning. And knowledge.
Wow, hey, knowledge, man. Y'all smarter than this, man. I know you are. If somebody said you had to learn a thing to get a job, you'll pick that book up and read it from A to B.
That's right.
From A to Z route. front to back. We trying to give you the fruit of life, this living water. But you hate it because it goes against the Western ideology.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit upon you. I will make known my words unto you.
All you got to do is turn to the Most High, and He'll give you understanding. Whatever understanding you lack, He'll give it to you. He's our Father. He loves that. He delights in seeing His children in the truth.
That's right. Because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
But see, since y'all don't want to listen, right? We just talking crazy. We don't know what we talking about. All these different books that we reading from, we don't know what it's talking about. All these different, these secret societies that we know exist, we don't know what we talking about.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
All this counsel that you get, all this knowledge that you get, we take time to do all this reading for our people, mainly for us, because you got to work out your own salvation.
That's right.
But we out here for our people too. Y'all don't want to hear it though.
And would none my reproof, I will also laugh at your calamity.
When that time comes, when World War III happens, and it's going to happen, please don't take it for a joke. I know you see it. I know you see it. When it happens, don't go calling on the Most High then. It's too late. When them bombs come, when that lake of fire come, don't go calling in. It's too late. Go ahead.
I will also laugh at your calamity.
That's what's going to happen.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
That's what's going to happen.
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. Go ahead, bro. You're an Israelite, brother. You know that? But let me start this over. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
When your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. The Most High say He's starting with His house first. Then He moving to everybody else.
That's right. When distress and anguish come upon you, then ye shall call upon me, but I will not answer. Then they shall seek me early, and they shall not find me. For they that hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices.
So, when that time comes, right, y'all hear the alarm, them bells go to whistling, and they warning you that one is on the way, it's too late. It's too late. That's going to be the first one. That's early. It's too late. You need to get it in right now. Y'all don't know who y'all playing with. Y'all playing the Most High for a chump. Y'all playing the Most High for a fool. In actuality, you playing yourself.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Most High while He may be found.
Get it in now. Stop waiting. Don't hesitate. Take this knowledge and run with it.
Call ye upon Him while He is near.
Because when that time comes, it's a wrap.
Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return to the Most High, and He will have mercy upon him.
The Most High is begging us to come back to our natural state of being.
That's right.
We have been transformed into Negroes, aka slaves, according to the Willie Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave.
and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, and verse 32. Now, therefore, hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction, and be wise, and refuse it not.
Refuse not instruction. You getting it for free now. You getting it now. Go ahead and let it take you over, man. This what we talking. It's the natural state of the so-called black man and the so-called black woman.
That's right.
How else do you think we originated the earth? How else do you think we gave every other nation these ways to be civil, these ways to live amongst one another without chaos, without wars? It's the Most High. It's in script. Read it. Y'all want to do everything but read.
Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gate, waiting at the post of my door.
We waiting right now. We watching right now. How else do we know that World War III is around the corner? How else do we know that the so-called white man and the so-called white woman's kingdom is falling? And they know it. We ain't telling them nothing they don't know. They know the end is near. They know this. That's why they scrambling to do all they can to get that man out of office. But it's out of y'all hands. It's the Most High making these moves.
That's right.
Done, daughter. Your kingdom done. Live it up while you can.
For whoso findeth me, findeth life.
You find the Most High, you live. You ignore the Most High, you die. It's simple. The Most High ain't complicated. He beautiful like that. He make it simple for his people. Because he know his people simple. I'm just being real. And I ain't just talking about everybody else. I'm talking about us too. Because we didn't know. We had to learn. We were chosen from the beginning of the earth. And when that light entered into our eyes, into our mind, it woke us back up.
That's right.
And we refused to go back to sleep. We refused to bow back down to the so-called white man, so-called white woman.
Devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's Lucifer, right. Lucifer that the Bible speaks of. Lucifer is a man, and that man will fall. His kingdom will fall.
It's free on weekends. And shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul.
You wronging your own soul. You thinking it's all good. You thinking it's sweet. You thinking you got all the time in the world. This place ain't nothing happen to this place. This place has been in plenty wars before. We good. What you talking about? Oh no. The Most High is beautiful that way. We are waking up to our true self. He is fighting for his people. The Most High didn't say that everybody was going to get it.
That's right.
He said a remnant will make it in. 1/3 out of 2/3. Well, 1/3 out of 3 will make it in. 2/3 will not. 144,000 will rule. Those ain't large numbers, people. So if you don't get it, you might want to check yourself.
That's right.
You weren't meant to get it. Period. Huh.
This is the Willie Lynch. All they that hate me love death.
Simple as that. You hate the Most High? You don't want to do what he say do? You don't want to believe his words? You don't want to believe the truth of the matter? Hey, it's on you. You were meant to not love the Most High. You were meant to be a sacrifice for the righteous. Right. Period.
This is the Willie Lynch letter, page 10. Let's make a slave.
Let's make a what?
Let's make a slave.
One more time.
Let's make a slave.
Let's make a slave. Go ahead.
The origin.
The origin, meaning the beginning of.
and development of a social being.
Of a social being. The development of a social being called what?
The Negro.
Called what?
The Negro.
The Negro is synonymous with slave. We didn't write this book. This is the Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave. It said, read that again, start from the top.
The origin and development of a social being called the Negro.
They are literally inventing the Negro in this book. So, what were you before this book came out? Could somebody answer that for me, please? What were you? If you're not talking Israel, what were you? Read some more.
Let us make a slave. What do we need? First of all, we need a black nigger man, a pregnant nigger woman, and her baby nigger boy. Second, we need to use the same basic principle that we use in breaking a horse.
They are comparing us in the Willie Lynch letter to horses, beasts, livestock. Did you know, black man, black woman, before the civil rights movement, we had a movement that declared us human beings. Did anybody know that? We had to go and march to be considered man. Did you know that? Read some more.
Combined with some more sustaining factors, we reduce them from their natural state in nature.
They reduced us from our natural state in nature. Nature is synonymous with God. God created nature. Nature needs nothing from us to sustain itself. It gets it from the Most High. The Most High created us in our natural state, according to 82. We are gods, and all of us are children of the Most High.
That's right.
That's what makes us gods, because we are children of the Most High.
Whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take care of their needs and the needs of their offspring, we break that natural stream of independence from them and thereby create a dependency state so that we may be able to get from them useful production for our business and pleasure.
Useful production for business and pleasure, not friendship, not relationship, business, pleasure, period. Period. You think I'm lying? Go to work. Who working in the office? Who working in the fields? Huh? Can y'all hear me? Who on top, who on the bottom?
Bring it out, huh?
Huh? When you cut the TV on and you watch your favorite show, who dancing on the show? Who rapping and who singing? Business and pleasure. We did not write this book. This is the Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave, aka the Negro.
Give me Romans 11. Go ahead. Get that precept. Why not? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
No ease, no rest, no peace. This ain't our place. This ain't home. If you want to go home, if you want to get out this oppressive state, Come back to your natural being.
Bring it out, up.
The Most High fighting for us right now.
That's right.
Get on board while you can.
But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes.
A trembling heart and failing of eyes. That means hopeless. That means hopeless. You don't know where hope coming from. You don't know where help coming from. You working a job. You barely getting by. You hoping that you don't get fired. Because if you do, you can lose everything. This is our state of being in this place.
And sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night.
Thou shalt fear day and night. If the police pull you over, right? Period. You good and all that. Your insurance tight. You tag good. Why you still shaking? Huh? Why you still trembling? Huh? Scripture explains it.
And thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none of thy life.
And shall have none assurance of thy life. We hate living in our own neighborhoods because we terrorize each other. We've become accustomed to hearing gunshots. That's only in our neighborhoods. We terrorize each other. But we pay no attention to the people that's terrorizing us.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 8. According as it is written, God hath not God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that should not see, and ears that should not hear, unto this day.
To this day. Even to this day. We can't see, we can't hear. Look, man, they got us in a bind. They've taken our natural state. They've taken our natural mind. We don't know who we are. That's why we are so involved with all the wickedness of this place.
That's right.
This is the Willie Lynch letter. Cardinal principles for making a Negro. For fear that our future generations,
For fear that our future generations, this book wasn't written to us. This book wasn't written to the black man and the black woman. This book was written to the so-called white man, to the so-called white woman, whose biblical name is Esau.
That's
Edom.
right.
Yes, Esau, Edom, meaning red.
may not understand the principles of breaking both horses and men.
So he said the future generations of Esau might not understand the process of breaking horses and men.
We lay down the art.
The art, that's to soften the blow. So you can't say we lay down the evil blueprint. They soften the blow by calling it an art.
For if we are to sustain our basic economy,
black man, black woman, if you stop spending your bread for 2 years, this place is done. They depend on us. They don't spend money. We do. They save money. We spend every check we get.
we must break both of the beasts together, the nigger and the horse.
Once again, comparing them to horses.
We understand that short-range planning in economics result in periodic economic chaos.
So it's all about control. It's all about economics. It's all about having us on the bottom so that they can be on the top.
That's
The
right.
only way you can put us on the bottom is to take us out of our natural state and take us out of our natural mind so that we won't know any better.
So that to avoid turmoil in the economy, it requires us to have breadth and depth in long-range comprehensive planning.
Long range comprehensive, meaning the way you understand, black man, black woman. This was planned since the 1700s.
Articulating both skill and sharp perception. We lay down the following principles for long-range comprehensive economic planning. Psychological and physical instruction of containment.
Psychological containment, physical instruction of containment, psychological containment. Anybody seen Get Out? The sunken place, we living in it. We in that place. When a person has a psychological disorder like PTSD, they are supposed to go see a psychiatrist about that disorder. When did we go to a psychiatrist about slavery?
That's right.
Ever? When has our PTSD been acknowledged? Never. Physical containment. What keeps you from doing what you want to do in this place? The dollar. That's a physical thing that if you don't have, it's very little you can do. Who controls the dollar? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. The word of the Most High came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus. Now, this is similar to for who is Esau. It says, Thus saith the Most High thy power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God.
I am a God.
I sit in the seat of God in the midst of seas. Now, seas is what? People, right? Says, Yet thou art a man and not God.
A man and not God. Go ahead.
Though thou set thy heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Basically, that Willie Lynch letter is wisdom that they have given to them by the Most High God to put his people in captivity.
That's
Yes.
right.
Because it's a punishment on us
Yes.
for us to get right.
Yes.
Right.
Period. Exactly. Exactly.
That's all I got.
Come. Beautiful point. You have a question, Elder?
Not at this point.
Okay. We are discussing the Negro, aka the slave.
The so-called Negro.
Yeah, the so-called, yeah, you're right. The so-called Negro. This is the Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave. This is the making of the Negro. This is a piece of history that they tried to hide. But they invented something that they didn't think we were going to use properly. I know they couldn't have. They invented the internet. And on the internet, you can look up anything you feel. So if you want to look up the latest hip hop song, the latest love song, that's all your mind gonna be occupied with.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away.
Their own tongue. Their own tongues,
Right?
shall fall upon them. Because we know y'all can't trick us no more.
That's right.
It's done, man. Y'all can't just tell us anything and we believe. It don't work like that no more. We research now. We not the same old dumb niggas y'all used to. No. We learn. We love learning. We love the Most High.
That's right. Right.
The Most High blesses us with understanding.
Bring it out.
That's what he does his people that love him. It's simple, man. Come back to your nationality, man. So-called black man, so-called black woman, so-called Puerto Rican man, so-called Puerto Rican woman, so-called Mexican man, so-called Mexican woman, so forth and so on. Haitians, look, we the people of the Most High. We were carried on those slave ships. Bring that out, man. I want that out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
That's us. Nobody on earth can say they went through what we went through.
Nobody.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Into Egypt again with ships. We're gonna explain what Egypt is.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
House of bondage. The land of Egypt is the house of bondage.
That's right.
Egypt is synonymous with bondage. Another name for bondage is slavery. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Specifically, with ships.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
There we shall be sold unto our enemies. Our enemies were going to take our name away. Our enemies were going to give us a new name. This new name is called the Negro. The Negro is synonymous with slave. Go ahead,
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen,
slave men,
and bondwomen,
slave women,
and no man shall buy you.
No man shall redeem us.
Why is it that I never heard of Deuteronomy 68 until I happened to read it myself? Why is that? I'm 68 years old. I never heard one of those Sunday preachers say anything about where we came from or who we were.
I got it right now.
Why is that?
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
Right.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So the Most High is talking to his people. He's saying, literally, y'all are going to y'all heritage. Meaning, he's going to take the memory of us away. Right now, you gave me a specific question. I want you to finish that out.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Now that forever ain't forever and never. It's just for a long space of time. But you gave me a specific question. You said, why haven't the pastors told you? Let me Jeremiah 23. Let me get this quick. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Now, when a baby is born, right, the mom puts the baby to the breast and it feeds off of the mom until it's time for them to eat real food. He's explaining how to make that progress from the breast to eating real food. You have to read precept upon precept in order to get proper understanding of scriptures, right? But this is why the pastors ain't doing their job.
Woe be, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, from the top. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
So these different pastors, they have to go to a school in order to become a pastor. In that school, they have to follow a certain curriculum. Just like any teacher, if you want to go to school to be a science teacher or mathematician, you got to go and get that certain curriculum.
Seminary school.
Exactly. So in seminary school, they don't go over Deuteronomy 28:6.
They don't go over Isaiah 45:17. They don't go over Joel 2:27. They don't go over main scriptures that identify who we are. Hold on.
Therefore saith, therefore thus saith the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people.
Feed my people. We getting fed in the churches, but it's all milk. Ain't no meat.
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord.
So these different pastors and everything that go to these different seminary schools, they don't take the time to go over what they've been taught. Go ahead.
They're not going to go over what they've been taught because they've been taught lies.
Exactly.
That whole seminary thing is set up for them to teach lies.
Right.
They don't have the milk or the meat because they didn't get the understanding of it. Let me get this precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will send you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So the Most High has raised up young men, older men right now to feed his people with knowledge and understanding. You know what I'm saying? To give them the milk and the meat of the scripture. Let them know that this book is for you. And just because it was presented to you in a certain way, don't mean you can discount this word anymore. Because it's your book.
Right. It's our history book.
Right. Exactly. Now, true enough, they tamper with that too. But it speaks about them tampering with the Bible in the backup. Right? They cursed for them. When they took out the real name of the Most High, and they took out the real name of his son and replaced it with Jesus and God, they doomed themselves. Right? So it's up to us to do our due diligence to nationality. It's all kind of truths out here.
Now those books you mentioned, Joel and all those books are part of the Old Testament. Right. And they refuse, they don't want us to read the Old Testament.
Right.
That's where the meat is at. So we find out what country we came from and what our relationship is with God. And all these things that can make us a better people. Just not knowing those two things. But they, it's just amazing. And I ain't been to one of them Sunday churches in, I guess, probably 40 years.
All praise.
And the reason I stopped back in the 1980s is because the pastor was passing that tray around and then just robbing the people.
That's right.
I mean, just trying to get everything at the pocket.
That's right.
And what they also tell you is that the law was done away with. So you want to continue to pay these tithes. And that's in the Old Testament.
Right.
Right.
And how can the law be done away with when the definition of sin tell you that it's not?
Absolutely. 1 John 3 and 4. Sin is the transgression of the law. Right. Absolutely, Elder. Way to bring that out, man.
I see those Catholics up there on 21st Street. They having a good they having a weekend do thing down at the.
See, they getting ready for their 4th of July celebration. 4th of July celebration, right? Because and even on like the holidays, right? It's different with the exception of Memorial Day because that's something we started. But even on that, it's folly because it's not in Scripture. Right? We supposed to do everything according to what Scripture says. Anything outside of what Scripture says, we putting sin on ourselves. Right? No matter how good it feels, I understand we get together and we say it's for family and all that, but the origin of that thing is so wicked that we have to come out of that thing. Right? The 4th of July, man, we were still slaves.
Right.
So why in the world are we celebrating us looking at our oppressors be free, but us still being chained? That makes absolutely zero sense. Right? It's Stockholm Syndrome.
Precept.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 3 and verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Most High and say, is not the Most High among us? None evil shall come upon us. So basically, like you had brought out, Elder, he was passing around the collection plate. That's what they do. They divine for money. And they say, we got the prosperity doctrine. If you sow to the church, you're going to end up getting some sold back to you, but it never comes around because it's all lies. They divine and lies for money, as the scripture said.
When the tithe was originally for food.
That's right.
Right. So
Exactly.
it was food.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Right. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. That's right. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, everyone for his gain from his quarter. They go back into the precept you just brought out about them passing that collection plate around.
Right,
You know, they
Right.
greedy dogs.
Yeah.
For the money, they deceiving our people for money.
And I just came into the truth about 3 months ago.
All praise.
Thank you. Yeah,
All praise. Lord, how about still on the side?
I read into it, but I thought it was me. But I made my mind up that I thought it was me. I said that I was going to read the Bible from cover to cover. I thought it was me, and then that was proud to me knowing about John 15:16. You did not choose me. I thought, so
So
he checked.
you out there,
I had to pray.
all praise.
You did not. I'm thinking it's me. I'm telling my sister, hey, I made my mind up. So I'm retired now. I'm gonna read the book of Cover to Cover. Now here it is 3 weeks ago. I found out that it wasn't my idea.
Right.
I just thought it was my idea.
That's right.
Hey, the one that say the steps of a righteous man are ordered.
That's what I was looking for.
Proverbs 24. We'll bring out this. This is what the preacher should be doing. This is Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. So they supposed to be telling us what we're supposed to be doing as far as keeping the law, statutes, commandments. But like you said, all they want to do is say, hey, this pastor's appreciation day. Let's put a fund in for this. This choir day. Let's put some money in for this. Let's get a building fund started. It's all articulating around income and money. And we the ones who sit back and be poor kind of can't even pay our rent. We can't do nothing, but we got to sit here and do what they want us to do. To the plantation.
You got that man going. 2024.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank y'all for sharing.
No problem.
You going, Elder?
Yeah, y'all can go.
No,
he gotta go.
He gotta go. We continue to bring it out. Go ahead. All right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Go ahead, bring it out. Okay. That's letting you know, your steps are already ordered. It wasn't by chance that you just walked by us today. To confirm what you already been doing, you can research for yourself. You can find out, that you are part of children of Israel's 12 tribes, right? So your steps were ordered today for all us to be out here. That's right. Hey, go ahead, Elder. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it's kind of frustrating in a way. It's why some of us can understand this, and some of our relatives they can't get it.
Yeah, we all went through that. We still going through.
Give me Isaiah 6 and 9, but
you can't get it. They just think they
many are called, but few are chosen.
That's it. That's it.
Got himself.
Read that.
The book of John is what you bringing up. The book of John, chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. He may give you.
So, just like you had said earlier, Most High, at different points in time, he woke up his people. So he woke us up at a different time. He woke you up at a different time. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't choose you because he ain't get his number to everybody. And we finna go into that right now. Give me 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. But they don't understand. Yeah. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. They don't even perceive the knowledge that you're trying to get to them either, right? Yeah. Make the heart of this people fat. The Most High said, make the mind of these people fat. Make them to where they don't understand. This is what the Most High wants. You know what I'm saying? He chose certain people to get the kingdom. Go ahead. And make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. He don't even want them to be healed on this side. He wants them to fear the destruction because they've been wicked from the beginning.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, right? In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
So the Most High said, if it's hid to them, it's because they are lost. He don't even want them to have that chance to be converted on this side because they've been so wicked throughout their whole time on this earth. This is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate. Verse 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance. So we're going to put you in remembrance, Elder. Go ahead. Though ye once knew this. Though you once knew this. Because if you ain't know this, he wouldn't even woke you up. It wouldn't even click with you. It wouldn't even rested with your spirit. Go ahead. How that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. And the angels which kept not their first estate. The angels that they're talking about are the Israelites. We didn't keep our first estate. Go ahead. But left their own habitation. He hath reserved in everlasting chains. He have reserved those 2/3 of our people to everlasting chains. Go ahead. Under darkness. Under darkness, they blind. Go ahead. Unto the judgment of the great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah. And the cities about them in like manner. That's right. Giving themselves over to fornication. And going after strange flesh. Go ahead. And set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Eternal fire. That's it on that.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have attained.
Who?
The election have a
Lord willing, Salaki. Lord willing, you part of the election because you have attained this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Go ahead.
But the election have obtained,
right?
And the rest were blind.
And the rest were blind until we.
According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that should not see, and ears that should not hear, unto this day.
Until this very day. It's still the same way. Psalm 59, started verse 22. David sent out a prayer on the wicked 2 verse 22, started 22.
The book of Psalms, chapter 69, verse 22. Let their table become a snare before them.
David said, let their table become a snare before them. Go ahead.
And that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap.
Whatever good is meant for them, let it become a trap to them. Go ahead.
Let their eyes be darkened that they see not.
Let their eyes be darkened that they see not.
And make their loins continually to shake.
That's right.
Pour out thine indignation upon them.
That's right.
And let the wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents. For they persecute him whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded.
Yep.
Add iniquity unto their iniquity.
The Most High, David asked the Most High for him to add sin on top of that sin.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And let them not come into their righteousness.
And let them not come into their righteousness. That's why, man, I just did a lesson, and that's the spirit on this, that the Most High done blinded 2/3 of our people, so they couldn't get it. And he don't want them to get it. He said the wicked is going to be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. Every covenant was made in blood. So this blood has got to be shed for this new covenant to the elect. It has to be done that way. That's how the Most High set it up. You got that? Yeah, I got it. You got it. Go ahead.
Let them be blotted out of the book of the living.
Let them what?
Let them be blotted out of the book of the living.
Go ahead.
And not be written with the righteous.
Right. That's cold, but that's our wicked ass people from when we came out of Egypt, murmuring against, just murmuring, man. After seeing all those miracles, that's wicked as hell. You got Moses going up to Mount Sinai to talk to the Most High to get the laws, and when he come back, he got 2 golden calves, man. That's wicked. It's like a golden calf.
And I see them doing the same thing
right now.
In the store, they be at work.
That's right.
They be mumbling and grumbling and talking about what time I'm ready to get off and all. And I'm thinking, my people acting the same way they acted back in the wilderness. They just don't know it because they refuse to read it.
That's right.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, when we first woke up to the truth, we was on fire to tell everybody because we wanted them to get it too. But as we continue to read, we understood that the Most High don't want them to get it. He don't want them to get it. He don't want them to be healed on this side. It says that in Daniel, some going to wake up to everlasting salvation, and some going to be woken up to everlasting shame. When they come back in the kingdom, it's going to be a shameful to them because they're like, damn, man, they ain't making the first go around. I ain't believe it's going to be shameful. It's going to be shameful.
I tried to share with my nephew who live in Florida about, I guess about 5 weeks ago, we were talking on the phone, and I was telling him, I said, just read it, man. Just read the Torah. Read the first 5 books. I tried to get it. Hey, I got to go, man. And I ain't heard from himself.
I ain't gonna hear from him.
Hey,
not until you call
him. If he is part of the whole elect, the Most High is going to be the one. All you can do is sow that seed. You sow that seed, the Most High going to get an increase. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse 3. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying,
go ahead.
Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside.
Right.
And the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth. And forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth.
Right.
And when the sun was up, they were scorched.
Right.
And because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns. And the thorns sprung up and choked them. But other fell onto the ground, unto good ground, and brought forth fruit. Some an 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold.
Keep going.
Who have ears to hear, let him hear.
If you got ears to hear, understand this. Go ahead.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Why are you talking to them in riddles?
He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you.
It is given unto you
to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But not to them that it is not given.
It is not given. Keep going.
For whosoever hath, to him shall be given. And he shall have more abundance.
Right.
But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away.
Right.
Even that he had.
So the Most High is what verse you read?
I'm going
Keep going.
Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing, see not,
Yep.
and hearing, they hear not.
Yep.
Neither do they understand.
Neither do they understand. Keep going. There's
Huh.
more on that.
And in them is fulfilled by prophecy of Isaiah, which saith,
Go ahead.
by hearing ye shall hear,
Yep.
and shall not understand.
Just like we just read in Isaiah 69, Hawashai, who the world even calls Christ, that's his real name. He's saying the same thing because it's going to be fulfilled. That was written foretime, was written for our water. Go ahead.
And shall not understand.
Yep.
And seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive.
Yep.
For this people's heart is waxed gross,
Right.
and their ears are dull of hearing,
All of hearing.
and their eyes they have closed,
Yep.
lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears,
Yep.
and should understand with their heart,
And what?
and should be converted, and I should heal them.
So, who the word even knows Yahweh, he don't even want to heal them.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1,
Verse 9.
verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
Bring that out again.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Yep.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
So there's no new thing under the sun. So it was meant for you to hear this word. It was meant for you to drive by. I seen you drove by and you look. You're like, what's going on, man? And then the spirit just told you, go ahead and turn around and stop. It ain't just by having changes like we brought out earlier in Proverbs. Man's going to the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 12.
The what?
The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord have commanded even both of them.
The Lord have commanded even both of them. So he gives you eyes to see and ears to hear. He's chosen you right now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 1. Right. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
That's right.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Bring that out.
Okay, so this saying even the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So who are you? How are you to say you have free will? Right? The Lord order your steps. He commands you where to go.
Yep.
You don't understand why it just happened that way because we all playing a role.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is already written.
Yeah, St. John 15 straight.
Yeah. It's another precept I want. It's I think it's Matthew 15 and 10. It's in my head, but I can't verbalize it right now. 10, John 10 and 15.
John.
Yeah. I think that's what I want.
10 and 15.
What are we?
As the Father knows me, even so I know the Father.
Keep going.
And I lay down my life for the sheep. And the other sheep I have.
Yeah, read that.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 15. We start at 14. I am the good shepherd.
That's right.
And know my sheep.
That's right.
And am known of mine.
So the Most High Yahweh knows his sheep. You know, can't nobody come to the Father but through him.
That's right.
Go ahead.
As the Father knoweth me, even so I know the Father.
Yep.
So like you know I the Father. And I laid down my life for the sheep.
Keep going.
And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. And they shall hear my voice. And there shall be one fold.
They shall what?
And they shall hear my voice.
You heard his voice, right? Go ahead.
And there shall be one fold.
Yep.
And one shepherd.
He's bringing us all back together in these last days. That's it on that, ain't it?
The book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 27. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father.
See that? Go ahead.
Neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son.
See that?
And he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him.
He revealed the Father to you.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
He gonna give us rest. Go ahead.
Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and I am lowly in heart.
See, you came to him in the meek, contrite spirit.
That's right.
You're like, let me read this and understand for myself. You ain't come puffed up and prideful.
Right.
Go ahead.
And ye shall find rest unto your souls.
Right.
You have precept?
Yeah, go ahead.
For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
Give me Ephesians 2 and 14.
And that last verse just tell you, like, his yoke is easy. It means the law, statutes, and commandments he gave you, they're easy to do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to not commit adultery. Right. It ain't hard to not eat pork. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to do what he say, because the laws that he's given us, he gave them to us for our good. You know what I mean? So that's basically what that last verse means. What's the verse?
Ephesians 2 and 14. Got it. Got a precept?
That's the only way. That's the only way. Only God could have stopped me eating that sausage and the pills. I used to love that stuff.
Man, shoot, you and me both.
I used to love that shit.
Hey man, you gotta be that's a heavy thing to be delivered from, for real.
Yeah.
You know,
it
was brought for us.
I got 3 months on the belt now.
Oh, praise.
That's what's up. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 14. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments, contained in ordinance, for to make in himself of twain one, new man, so making peace.
That's right.
And that he might reconcile both unto God in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby.
He's reconciling the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom back to one. You read about that in Kings, where the kingdom was split in two. So he's reconciling those two things back into one. That's why he said he's gonna make one body.
Judah, southern.
Yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. You said you got something? Let me read this to you. I got it. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 26. So like verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your head, neither shall thou mouth the corners of your beard. You gotta go and grow your mane. You're a lion in this world, man. Go on, grow your mane. You can't bald your head anymore. No line up, no edge up. These are laws that he gave to us. He says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Most High. So we can't make any cuttings on our flesh for the dead, and we can't get any more tattoos. Once we repented from this sin, we can't go back to it. Give me there'll remain no more sacrifices. Romans, you got it? Well, no, that's great. You want to say Romans? I think it's 11. It's towards the end. Let me finish this. But when you find that, let's go on and find that. It says, you got it? That's right, Hebrews 10.
The Sabbath is over at sundown, right?
Actually, and there's something that I'm studying on now. You know, the Sabbath is not Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. That's how the Jewish people keep it. Our Sabbath is predicated on the new moon. So right now, the real Sabbath is Sunday Eve to Monday Eve. That is the real Sabbath of the Most High God right now. And the new moon is July the 2nd. And that's how you calculate your days. The first day of the month is the new moon. And if you got a cell phone, you can subscribe to our page, and we're gonna bring out lessons. Me and the brother and I already talk about it. We're gonna bring out a lesson on the new moon and how you supposed to keep the Sabbath. And when
Sunday is the first day of the week.
but see, the new moon differs every month.
So it'll be a new Sabbath every month.
It'll be. It's right now. It's look up July the 2nd, and that's gonna tell us when the new Sabbath is. I think it's gonna be Monday Eve to Tuesday Eve coming up. But so right now, the Sabbath right now is Sunday Eve to Monday Eve right now, because for this is the new moon fell on Sunday Eve, Saturday Eve.
Sabbath is once a week.
Yeah, but see, in the ancient time, there was never Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We never had that. And we never named our days of the week ever. That song came with the Greco-Roman calendar. So we always calculated. Give me that the moon in Genesis, the moon for signs.
Yeah, the new moon is on
the second, right?
Second of July.
And that's when. Okay. Tuesday or Monday night. Tuesday Eve. You got that?
So the Sabbath's gonna be Tuesday night to Wednesday night.
Yep.
I shut everything down on yesterday evening.
See, I mean, we were talking about that last night too. So what you're doing is it's a practice we're going through. Like when you first come into the truth, that's what you learning about how to keep the Sabbath.
Yep.
So what you're doing is you playing a role, like I had said.
Yep.
You're doing it right because you trying to observe to the best of your ability to keep the Sabbath, right? So that's why, like I've been keeping it. We just really talked about this and discovered this actually last night. We just talked about this last night.
Yep.
And when you first come to the truth, you learn by the Jewish people that the Sabbath is Saturday night sundown. Friday night sundown until Saturday night sundown, right? So you try to keep that to the best of your ability because it's really more what I would say comfortable for you to keep that. You know what I'm saying? So because a lot of people don't work on Saturdays, but people do, like I do, But we supposed to go by, like we was talking about, the new moon. Every month it's a new moon, and we have to observe the Sabbath by that new moon. That's how we supposed to do it.
I'm sure that the most high understand.
Oh yeah.
Before you get that,
this is the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his village in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Break that down.
I mean, basically, I had out of bringing out, when we first got into this truth, we pretty much went on what other Israelites said, you know what I mean? And so we was trying to rehearse those acts because they were righteous. But as you go time, you start studying for yourself. And you start learning for yourself to get along with other brothers that believe the same way with you. And the Most High just started telling you stuff. He started showing you things about how to do things. You know what I mean? That's basically all it's saying. We got to just rehearse the righteous acts. You learn the law, you keep a law. You know what I'm saying? That's basically it. And even with that, like, okay, we telling you that the Sabbath comes after the new moon, right? You're going to have to learn that for yourself. You just can't take our word for it. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to go do your own research about it. Because the reason why the Most High did this is because the Most High is very, very intelligent. He knew one day we was going to have clocks and we was going to start going by our oppressors' systems. Back in the day, they ain't had no clock to see, you know what I'm saying, what time the sun and the moon and the stars let them know where they was at, how they was going to get there, what day it was, or what have you. So me and I was talking about this maybe 5 or 6 months ago because I kind of stopped doing the Saturday Sabbath. And I'm like, bro, it just don't feel right because it got these new moons and I know the Bible says that. You know what I mean? So you got to go about a new moon because he said the moons are for signs. So we're going to get it. Go ahead. Okay.
Get that first. Okay, this is the book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 30. And at times of ignorance, power or God winked at it. And at times of ignorance, God winked at it. Now commandeth all men everywhere to repent.
Right. So what he's saying is, in the time, even though you coming into the truth, you still ignorant of some things. So like you didn't know what we didn't know that we supposed to go by the new moon until we read it ourselves. So you rehearsing those righteous acts on Friday night, sundown. God still winked at it. He still acknowledged that you trying to be obedient.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna get you about the signs. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years."
Right. Go ahead. Yeah, more and more.
No, that's it on that.
Break it down.
Okay, come. Okay, so these lights in the firmament of heaven, that's the sun, the moon, and the stars. So now they supposed to be for signs for when we keep certain things. It was already ordained from the beginning for us to keep, like we saying, the new moon. We go by the new moon as the Sabbath. That's why a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, the new moon is the beginning of the month.
Right.
If you go into the etymology of the word month, it stands for moon.
A new moon and a full moon, that's different.
Yep. The new moon you can't see.
You can't see the
It's
new
totally
moon.
dark.
It's totally dark.
Yep. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63 and verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So right there is it's talking about the kingdom, but it's still acknowledging the new moon as the Sabbath. So the new moon is a feast day, is a Sabbath day, and you count 6 days from that day. All your work you're gonna do. Then that seventh day is your Sabbath, and you keep going until the next new moon.
If we can't see the new moon, then how do we know it's a new moon?
Because
you can actually see it. It's just dark.
Yep.
You can actually see it though. You can actually see it. It's a lot of people. They don't pay that a lot of attention to.
Yep.
Just like you see like it's a crescent moon. You can still see the other part of the moon. You know what I'm saying? It's just dark. That's how you know the new moon.
We also got
when it's supposed to be on the second.
It's on the
Y'all
second.
have to do some research on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So right here, let me show you this right here. Elder. It's an app right here from and it lets us know when the new moon is. How it comes in. You see,
Yeah.
you're gonna always see it as it going, you're gonna see that little sliver where you know it's waxing. And then when it's finally gone, you ain't gonna see nothing. But when it comes back, you see that little sliver, that's your first day. That's your first day of the week.
Okay. What's the name of that app?
DEFFPIFF, I think it's supposed to
DAF.
Let me make sure.
I think it's Daft Moon. Hey, the whole time that's the spirit.
Yeah, DAFF moon.
Yep.
Daft moon.
That's right. That's the spirit, man. We remember. I had been did the research on that and understood that the new moon was how we kept Sabbath. After we had talked, and I had went to calculating it, but I didn't understand or know how to keep that and still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So just from looking at the brothers from GMS, Street Teacher SCO4, you know what I'm saying? Even when the new moon falls on a work day, you ain't gotta buy nothing. You ain't gotta sell nothing. You ain't gotta add sin on top of saying he know we in the land of our captivity. So he know we gonna have to go under this oppression and work. So that's all we gonna do. We ain't gonna do nothing else. And that's how we keep it. Period.
It's called Daft.
That's it.
DAFF moon. Moon? Yeah, Daft moon.
Give them the YouTube page.
Yeah, our YouTube page is Israelites of Birmingham. Is that Saints of the Most High. Saints of the Most High. Birmingham Arms.
Right.
So you go to YouTube, just put in, type in Saints in the Most High.
THM, all caps.
Yeah, THM, all caps, and it'll bring you up here, you know.
TMH.
Yeah, TMH, the Most High. Yeah.
Give me Psalms 139. Damn devils out here walking on stolen land. Give me Psalms 149.
Yeah, DAF, DAFF move. M-O-O. That's the app. That's gonna give us the move.
Start at verse 9.
What you said, Psalms.
Psalm 149. Start at 9. See, old devil over here trying. That's why I got this for.
149.
Start at 9. That'll work. Yeah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 149, verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory.
Hold on. I need to get this one first.
Exodus
139.
You give me Exodus 21 and 16 first.
Psalm 139.
Yeah, give me Psalm 139 first.
And 9.
And 9. Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to read Psalms?
Nah, don't read that one yet. That's
Exodus.
Yeah. Give me Exodus 21 and 16. And we stay in the land of our captivity. I'm still under oppression.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16.
Yeah.
And he that stealeth a man,
What?
and he that stealeth a man,
Go ahead.
and setteth him,
Yeah.
or if he be found in his hand,
We are still found in the white man's hand. Go ahead.
he shall surely be put to death.
He what?
Shall surely be put to death.
This is what the Most High God says gonna happen to them. They're gonna be surely put to death. What you Revelation 9?
Numbers?
Okay.
The Saul will serve as a handmaid.
That's right. He that leadeth into captivity.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. No, sorry.
Give me 13.
13.
Let me get this before you get it.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 33.
Go ahead.
So ye shall not pollute the land where ye are,
Yep.
for blood it defileth the land.
All this rape, killing, robbing, the bombing of that church, blood on this land. Go ahead.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
So the blood of the so-called white man, woman, and child got to be shed on this land for it to be cleansed.
That's right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Yep.
He that leadeth into captivity, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right?
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
The Most High said he must be killed with the sword.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The book of...
Hold up. Let me get this first.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 139 and verse 9.
Yep.
If I take the wings of the morning,
So like at 137.
7 and 9, happy shall he be.
Yeah. That's it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 9.
Right?
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Right? Go ahead. You need to start up in there. Start at verse 7.
Okay, go ahead. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Remember what?
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
The so-called white man, woman, or child are the children of Edom. Go ahead.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yep.
O daughter of Babylon.
They are the daughter of Babylon. Mystery Babylon are synonymous with Edom. Go ahead.
Who art to be destroyed.
Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that will water thee as thou hast served us.
Right.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Right.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 149, verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory.
Yep.
Let them sing aloud upon their beds.
Go ahead.
Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth.
Go
and they two-edged swords in their hands.
Yes, sir.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people.
Right.
To bind their kings with chains.
That's right.
And their nobles with feathers of iron.
That's right.
To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
Those are those saints that we just read about in Revelation. This is the honor that he's going to give upon the saints.
That's right.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 6. Saying that it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So it's a righteous thing with the Most High God. It's righteous for us to pay them back for all that they did to us.
He told Saul to wipe out all the Amorites.
That's right.
Saul refused to do it.
That's right.
Made exceptions.
Yeah.
Now we're dealing with it.
Now we're dealing with
it today.
Because he was disobedient.
The Most High said he was going to have a war with Amalek from generation to generation. Those Jewish people who stole our nationality. And that's why they did it, because the Most High hate them. They the least of the nation, and the Most High is going to have them, well, they the greatest of the nation, and the Most High going to have them draw America into World War III.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
He's going to yet choose the Israelites.
And set them in their own land.
And he's going to set us in our own land.
And the strangers shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
We're going to take them and bring them to their place. Go ahead.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
In the what?
Shall possess them in the land of the Lord. For servant and handmaid. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare what?
Slaughter for his children.
So it don't matter if they say I ain't do it. It wasn't me. Yes, it was, because the Most High bring everybody back in the third and fourth generation. Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
Go ahead.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with city.
Give me 8 and 11. Obadiah 1 and 1.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
They think they got it good because the Most High judgment on them. Go ahead.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
They freely walk around with not a care, but the Most High God gonna pay them back.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before God.
So wicked, the so-called white man, doesn't fear God.
Don't fear God.
9:24. Start at the top. Now start at the top. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord God, concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Edom.
Concerning the so-called white man. His biblical nationality is Edom. Idumea in the Greek. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord. And an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
He is what?
I have made thee small among the heathen.
That's what these deaths of despair, this opioid crisis that the Most High put on them.
That's right.
He's making them small among the heathen right now. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised.
And every nation under heaven despises them.
The pride of thine heart.
Right now, Trump is talking crazy to them in that G20 meeting. To everybody, they look at them like, don't this fool know all us can send missiles and blow your ass out the mouth? But the Most High God said it's going to happen. Go ahead.
The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Cave dwellers, go ahead.
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Man, Trump said, Japan, don't worry about fighting World War III. We'll fight it. If they attack you, don't worry about it. We'll fight it and we'll win. The pride of this man has deceived him. Go ahead.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down.
When they so-called went to the moon in 1969, they whole thing just been steadily bringing down.
They planted their flag on the moon.
That's right.
And they what they said.
So-called planted
yeah,
their flag on the moon.
That's what he was saying. When they planted their nest upon the stars.
That's right.
The Bible's full of so many metaphors,
right.
man. Crazy.
Keep going.
Exalt themselves as an eagle. That's their nation.
That's right.
Oh, we got the bald eagle.
Right.
I mean?
That's England.
That's all Greek.
Roman, Greek, yeah, man. That which has been is that which shall be. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Yep.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off?
Yep.
Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Would a so-called white man have stolen? He just stole this whole land, but he still ain't had enough. He went and stole more of this country from Mexico, you know what I'm saying, and still ain't had enough. He go and put his bases in different parts of the world because he still ain't had enough.
You know, in 73, I believe it was, I got on a plane and flew out of San Francisco. I was in the airport. And I flew and I flew and I flew and I flew. So we got all the way to Southeast Asia. And when I got over there, I remember saying to myself, Vietnam War was still going on. What in the world of America? I'm doing way over here. How can these people be in a threat to us? And they 10,000 miles away.
I ain't know you still gonna be there. Right.
Then I got to thinking about how they make Alaska a part of the United States. Hawaii, which is about a 3 to 4 hour flight from California. How can you call that the part of the United States?
That's right.
When they're not even connected to this country.
That's right.
But you just like your mother.
Right.
England.
That's
you
right.
Just like you.
Babylon.
That's
We baby London. That's London.
That's right.
We baby London. That's why it's called Babylon. We do everything they do.
The daughter of Babylon.
Daughter of Babylon.
That's right.
They even sent the Yankees and the Red Sox over the other day.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, they celebrate their moms.
Like, man, you know the spirit.
It's the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
Yep.
The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. Therefore, thereof. If not, where and who is
So
he?
who is the wicked ruling this earth right now? The same wicked we just read about.
That's right.
It's the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? The
Esau.
scripture's clear. Esau, that's right. Who is Edom?
You know, it's like I be sitting here thinking, man, sometimes like we out here at Kelly Eagle, and there's a whole bunch of these memorials about how these dogs attacked us, and we go across the street from the 6th Avenue Baptist Church where they bombed. Yeah. These white folks right to come out here to make mockery of it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They can sit here and they can bring their children out here, but in my mind, they telling their children how the good old days used to.
Yeah, they
You know
glow.
what I mean? Look how we used to have a dog sticking on us.
That's right.
And we had them picking up our face. We had colored water fountains and white water. It's for them to have mockery. And the Most High said He gonna take care of all that, man.
That's right.
He gonna take care of that, man. Go ahead.
What's called Martin Luther King might have meant he thought I had good intentions, but
segregation.
He took us wrong. He took us the wrong way.
No, he even said that after he knew that his death was coming, that he feels that he's integrated his people into a burning house.
Yeah, he said he led his people to a burning house.
You know what I mean? So, but integration was the worst thing that could have happened to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, man. I can sit here and remember back, and I'm an 80s baby, all us 80s babies, but early in the 80s, my bad. But I can remember going over my grandmother's house, and vegetable truck would drive down the thing. We used to get all our produce from over there. We'll go in the backyard. It was gardens and stuff like that. Once, and that was kind of like the beginning of segregation. Or really the beginning of segregation, really, because shortly thereafter, gardens started going away. We started going into all these Walmarts, and you couldn't go to your neighbor and get no sugar no more. You know what I mean?
Right.
All this stuff started happening. We started learning, like, I talked to my dad or my dad's mother, and they were so much smarter than we are nowadays because they knew their history more so than what we know.
Yeah, my grandmother is very concerned. She had her own garden, she had her own cow, she had her own chicken. They worked the sun up, so they had corn, peas, and all that. And and she lived off the land. There were very few things that she actually went to store to eat, things to eat, to buy. Very few things. And the worst thing of all, we integrated with our ability to discipline our children. Because they didn't want to whoop in their children. That's right. So they said no children. That's right. That was the worst.
That was the worst thing. The Most High gave us, these things to fire good. He said, what? Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah,
you hate the child.
If you love your child, you will discipline.
That's right.
So now we live in a lawless society now because our children have no discipline.
You got to add that African.
What's that precept? The mothers rule over them. Children are the oppressors and the mother rule over.
And that Hamite up there in the White House.
Yeah,
that's right. Obama's the right. That's a Hamite.
Matthew.
Matthew 51. I mean, not Matthew. Isaiah 51 and 20.
Now, love it.
Yeah, man, they love them. Talking about Obama was a blessing from him. We said, Isaiah 51 started 17.
You can drop that. Isaiah 59 and 20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 17. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them up.
Keep going.
There is none to guide her among all the sons whom she has brought forth.
There is nobody to guide the son. Go ahead.
Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she has brought up.
Keep going.
These two things are coming to thee. Who shall be sorrow for thee? Desolation and destruction, and the famine, and the sword. By whom shall comfort thee? Thy sons have fainted. Thy lie at the heads of the street corner.
They lie at the heads of the street corner. Go ahead.
As a wild bull in the net.
They wild. They like wild bulls in the net because they ain't getting no discipline.
That's right.
We're doing.
They are full of fury of the Lord. The rebuke of thy God.
That's it on that. So, once we integrated into their system, it was the worst thing we could have did. 51 and 20. Started 19. I mean 59.
59. Yeah. Started 19.
No, I started 20.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord.
This is a covenant he gonna make with the children of Israel.
My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of the seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever.
I gotta ask the Lord, Lord, you think like answer this. I want to know, why do you love us Israelites so much? Why you love, after all, why you love us so much? After we have broke covenant after covenant with you, but you still maintain your end of the bargain, of the bargain.
It's because the covenant that he made with Abraham, he's held to that. It's not because of us. It's because it's the covenant he made with our forefathers.
So otherwise we'll offend.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 52. Awake, awake. Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
So no more. The Most High is not going to let these nations integrate into us no more. You got that?
I'm gonna go ahead and bring this out. Look, this talk about how Akham brought out how we wait on the street corners and we like a raging bull. It's precept to it. And it's Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my Children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path. Once they took once we integrated, they brought it into the women's movement, and now it's like the woman say, I don't need no man, especially black women. You can look over there, that white man over there, he with his wife and his children. But we are the only people who say, you know what, who rock that. I'm an independent woman, I don't need no man. And so our houses are messed up now. So the women, exactly, our women rule over the children now. Don't touch my son, don't touch my daughter. Now these boys are effeminate. So this homosexuality is running rampant because they have no man in the house to govern, to put a manly spirit in these boys. You know what I mean? You hear more boys sucking their teeth and doing all this junk and snapping their fingers and rolling their neck because all they are around is their mothers. And these little gangster niggas, they got this feminine spirit. Because if I want to go out here and kill my brother instead of just trying to talk it out, that means you feminine. You know, that's a woman trait. I always want to argue and argue. You know, me, I'm like, bro, I got a quarrel with you, man. I'm gonna come to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And talk it out, you know, so we can get over this. Now it's about shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Go ahead.
But that's also laws in the Most High. He said if you have something between you and your brother, you're supposed to go and talk to them one-on-one and work that thing out. That's what we're supposed to do. And then if you can't get any solace with that, then bring 2 or 3 more in that they can judge.
That's what we used to do back in the 1960s.
Right.
That's what we used to do. Very few of us killing each other. I get cut every now and then.
And now look at us though.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear every time you turn on the news, we killing each other. Or they killing us.
That's been from what?
The women being over the children.
And those wicked pastors don't refuse to
Oh,
check.
that's right. They ain't finna say nothing.
Now, Elder, you asked why did the Most High still choose us? Give me that. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people. Yep. For ye were the fewest of all peoples. Right. But because the Lord loved you, because he loved us, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. We're in the land of Egypt right now, the land of our abundance. But go ahead. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him. See, so I can keep going. And keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Choosing us. That's right. Because we are loving him and keeping his commandments to 1,000 generations. Give me number 15 and 30, start at 37. Let's get you another commandment, Elder. We brought out the bid and not the you give me Deuteronomy 22 and 12.
Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make themselves fringes in the border of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
This is supposed to be for us, because we are people like I brought out earlier. We simple minded that we gotta have this on our garment to remind us to keep commandments. We simple as a people. We carefree.
Do all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye not after your own. And it shall be unto you a fringe that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring.
So it's for us to have a visual reminder to keep the commandments.
Give me that right. In Proverbs 3 and 5, that's why he also says, lean not to your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. Because our own understanding will really tell us, I don't need to have no friend just to keep his laws, but then we'll go out here making a mistake. He just got this just for a reminder because I used to have a major lust problem. You know what I mean? So that spirit sometimes can try to itch yourself back up in there. You know what I mean? But if I'm feeling down, I got my friends, I can look down. No, I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be looking up on this sister with no lust right here. You know what I mean? So the Most High just gave us a little reminding tool just to look down on us.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 12. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself.
These are the fringes right here. The 4 quarters. You can have these, or you can wear these. Either or. Yep.
You can look at like old Indian movies. You know what I mean? Because the Native Americans are our brother too, and they had these little things dangling from them. You know what I'm saying?
Most of the time they had that
they had the same color
blue right
there. They always gonna have a grip of blue on it. And you can even look at old African movies. You know what I'm saying? And when they came over here, they had these certain things on, and they thought we're gonna strip y'all all away from everything that y'all know. Y'all ain't finna serve no black god in this land. You know what I mean? So
also it's stuff about the Aztecs too. The paint, it's certain paintings. You can look up what they had on their fringes.
These are all our people, man. And that's why the Most High said out. He said he was gonna rank up the tents of Judah first.
And the Moors, when they had their night, even when they had their armor on, they had
their armor. They had the fringes on.
That's right. I took a picture of that. Yeah.
So this is our custom, man. Like when we came over here, man, they stripped us from everything. All of our names stated had the Most High's name in there. And like I said, y'all our names meant something.
Like slave origin.
Right. So now, my name, my slave name, Reginald. What that mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What our names mean? But we done talked into the Most High now. Now we got out there. What Richard mean? You know what I'm saying? And now my name Quinaya. That means I have a zeal for the Most High. His name Dawid. You know what I'm saying? David. Dawid. You know, beloved the Most High. Tell me your name, Rich.
My name Ariella.
Ariella.
That's lion.
You know what I mean? So our names mean something.
I changed my name back in 2005.
All praise.
All
praise.
I was searching even back then. And last year I did that DNA. Come back to Nigeria, mostly Nigerian.
Okay.
At that time, I didn't know that we just spent some years in Africa.
Yeah, we dispersed down.
I didn't know that.
Dictionary.
You are y'all. I ain't got the Bible dictionary. You got it on you?
I got it.
Huh? Are you? Page 85.
Brother on that book right there.
Babylon Timbuktu.
Yeah,
that's right.
I ordered that.
That's right.
I ain't got time to read it though, because I'm still in that book.
Yeah, that's good. Stay in this.
That's him too. I read some of it, but I've been really more in this than anything.
It's the Compact Bible Dictionary, Zonovan Bible Dictionary, and it's the definition of Ham. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites.
So we are not Africans.
We're not Hamites.
We are not Hamites. Right.
I love that pastor so much, I bought 2 of them.
All right now.
Came out of new.
All praise. All praise.
Hey, shalom, bro.
All right now. Shalom. Check out that page, Elder. Look us up.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. Go ahead. You probably told me that. Yeah. Yeah, for the live.
This is the book of Babylon, From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Renzer. This is page 84. And this is paragraph 2. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
That's right.
The book of Ecclesiastes.
So we were sent into that land in 70 AD, and that's why they got us from the west coast of Africa.
That's right.
You got one more?
Bring at your motherfucker.
It's rain 5. Give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 8 first.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 8. He that did shall fall into it.
Yep.
Whoso breaketh. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7.
11.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Right.
He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it.
So right now, what we just brought out is Solomon seeing servants on horses and princes walking around as servants. He's seen the Israelites under servitude, right? But it's all coming back. You got that? Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel, not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So go ahead, break it down.
So this showing you, man, not even a dog can speak against the children of the Most High, right? Because he even put a difference. Just because we dark-skinned people, it's a difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites,
right?
That's why you got the difference in between Moses going to Pharaoh saying, "Let my people go," because we not the same people.
That's right.
And it's just precept off 10 and 7, man. I've seen servants upon horses. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and devour us. So these same heathens, man, that the Most High said are nothing, they over us now. You seeing servants upon the horses, and kings are on their feet riding up under them, man. It's the same thing, man. We supposed to be on top.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, dog. Bring that up. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, which every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
And with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakar Gadash. Shalom.
Shalom.